Question number 5, Dr. Kennedy Graham. Order, I've called Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and asks, has he received advice on the UN Development Programme's Human Development Report 2009, and is he concerned that it positions New Zealand as having the 6th biggest gap between rich and poor among countries with very high human development, with a similar inequality score to India and Russia?
The Honourable Chris Finlayson.
On behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, no. I'm advised NZA, Treasury and MSD haven't yet seen the report. The Government cannot comment about the content of a report it hasn't received. I can advise the member, however, that an electronic version of the executive summary, which was sent in advance of the report's release, has been received. I understand this says nothing about the inequality scores the member referred to in his question.
Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Thank you. Supplementary. Given that this report has been completely available for the past week, has the Cabinet discussed the findings of British researchers Wilkinson and Pickett that, quote, almost every modern social and environmental problem, ill health, lack of community life, violence, drugs, obesity, mental illness, long working hours, big prison populations, is more likely to occur in a less equal society?
The Honourable Chris Finlayson.
On behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, no.
Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Is he concerned that the same research shows that violence is higher and more people are imprisoned in more unequal countries? And if so, what is his government doing to improve New Zealand's inequality ranking from that reported by the UNDP?
The Honourable Chris Finlayson.
On behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Government would need to study the report in detail before it could comment on the methodology used or the reliability of the data. I understand that methodology and data are often contentious aspects of such reports.
Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that the methodology of the UNDP Human Development Report is now 17 years old, and that this particular ranking takes from the Gini coefficient ratio, which is well known to researchers and policymakers, is he concerned that more people suffer from mental illness in more unequal countries? And if so, what is his government doing to improve New Zealand's inequality ranking from that reported by UNDP?
Honourable Chris Finlayson.
On behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I cannot be concerned or unconcerned until the report has been read and the methodology data has been studied.
Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Working on the assumption that the report will be read by the government in due course, no doubt, at its leisure, is his government's policy of tax cuts for the rich and cutting weekly ACC entitlements for casual and seasonal workers likely to increase or decrease inequality in New Zealand?
On behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I can assure the member that when the report is received, it will be read.
Question number 6, the Honourable David Parker.